Hello students, welcome to the chemistry class of electrochemistry. In last class we have discussed about some of the numericals regarding the first law of electrolysis, and we have calculated for electrochemical equivalent, and today we are going to learn about the Faraday's second law of electrolysis. So in Faraday's second law of electrolysis, it is just similar to the first law of electrolysis. And here some of the electrolytes connected in a series, when same amount of electricity is supplied to them, then mass of substance deposited is directly proportional to the equivalent mass of the substance, equivalent mass of the electrolytes. Okay, so we can describe by taking the diagram of the electrolytes which are connected in a series. Here three electrolytes are connected in a series. One is AgNO3 silver nitrate solution, and copper sulfate solution, and sulfuric acid solution. Okay, and three are connected in a series and same quantity of electricity is supplied to them. So let's discuss about the second law of electrolysis. Faraday's second law of electrolysis. So Faraday's second law states that when same quantity of electricity is supplied to the electrolytes which are connected in a series, the mass of substance deposited or liberated is directly proportional to the equivalent mass. So here we have taken three electrolytes and which are connected in a series, and here the same quantity of electricity, the three electrolytes are supplied same quantity of electricity to the electrolytes which are connected in a series. The mass of substance deposited or liberated is directly proportional to the equivalent mass. So very easily you will know that the mass of substance deposited means the mass of substance we can mention W, which is directly proportional to E. E means the equivalent mass, or it can be said that chemical equivalent. Okay, W is the mass of substance and E is the equivalent mass or chemical equivalent. Okay, so we will draw a diagram of the electrolytes which are connected in a series. So we will take three electrolytes of different electrolytic solution. This one is one electrolyte. Three electrolytic cells, and here the electrodes which are deep in the electrolytic solution. These are the electrodes, metallic electrodes. Suppose it is dissolved in AgNO3 solution, means silver nitrate solution, and here is the electrodes, and we know that this one is the anode and this one is cathode, and the oxidation process is carried out at anode and the reduction process is carried out at cathode. We will take copper sulfate solution here, and the electrodes are deep in the copper sulfate solution. Okay, and in the last electrolytic cell, we will take the acid-diluted water, or it can be said that H2SO4. This is also called the acid-diluted water because H2SO4 is an acid. Okay, so all three are connected in a series of electricity. Here is the key, and here is a battery is connected. Okay, this one is the electrolytic cell, and this one is called the key, and this one is battery. These three we can see that AgNO3 solution, then this one is called the AgNO3 electrolytic cell, copper sulfate electrolytic cell, and sulfuric acid electrolytic cell. Then three electrolytic cells are connected in a series, and here is a key and battery is connected here. Then these three electrolytes are connected in a series. We have taken the three different electrolytic cells of AgNO3, copper sulfate, and sulfuric acid. Here, when same quantity of electricity when we supply to the electrolytic cell, then the mass of substance deposited which are directly proportional to the equivalent mass, means, or we can say the chemical equivalent, means W directly proportional to Q. Okay, in the first electrolytic cell we have taken that AgNO3 solution, and in the second electrolytic cell, this one is the copper sulfate solution, and H2SO4 solution or acid-diluted water we can say. When Q amount of electricity when we will supply, then according to the Faraday's first law, what happens we will see. We know that the Faraday's first law, W directly proportional to Q, or W equal to ZQ, you know, we have discussed in the previous classes. So when Q amount of current we will supply, then what happens? If Q amount of electricity is supplied to the electrolytes, then according to first law of Faraday's, according to first law of Faraday or Faraday's first law, then what happens? It means then W, we know that W directly proportional to Q, and also we know that W directly proportional to W equal to ZQ. Okay, so we have taken three electrolytic cells, that is AgNO3 and copper sulfate solution and H2SO4 solution. Okay, so it will take then WAG for first electrolytic cell, WAG equal to ZAGQ. Okay, it will be ZAGQ. This one is the equation 1. If you will take for copper WCU equal to ZCUQ. It will be the equation 2. And for H2SO4 or acidulated water, then WH equal to ZHQ. This one is equation 3. Okay. According to the first law of electrolysis, we know that the mass of substance deposited or liberated is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity is passed through the electrolytic solution. It means W direct proportional to Q, W equal to ZQ, and Z equal to electrochemical equivalent. And according to that, WAG means mass of the substance, means here the mass of silver is equal to the electrochemical equivalent into the quantity of electricity supplied to the electrolyte, and some mass of the copper equal to the electrochemical equivalent of copper, and some amount of current, Q amount of electricity when supplied. Then mass of hydrogen is equal to electrochemical, the product of electrochemical equivalent of hydrogen and the quantity of electricity supplied to the electrolytic cell. Okay, this is all about the first law of electrolysis. According to the first law of electrolysis, we have calculated, we have got 3 equations. Okay, so when we will do, we will take the equation 1 and 2 according to the first law. Then what happens? If we take equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2, we get that WH equal to ZHQ, or we can say that WH, we can take the ratio of the weight of the Ag and copper, silver and copper, and also we can take the ratio of equivalent masses of silver and copper. It means the WAG by WCU equal to ZAG by ZCU, ZAG by ZCU. Okay, so we can so Q is multiplied here. We can take the ratio. That implies the Q is the amount of current, means 1/3 of electricity we have supplied. If you multiply WAG by WCU equal to ZAG into 96,500 coulomb of electricity, and ZCU it is multiplied with 96,500 coulomb of electricity, then what will happen? It means that implies WAG by WCU equal to EAG by ECU. Okay, so we got that the ratio of mass of the substance liberated, mass of the silver liberated or deposited, and the mass of the copper is equal to the ratio of equivalent mass of silver and copper. Okay, so we got the point that in first law we know that WAG by CU equal to EAG by CU, means the weight of the substance is equal to the equivalent mass of the substance. Okay, by applying the Faraday's second law, we got that so we will write again the equations, that WAG equal to ZAG Q and WCU equal to ZCU Q, and W our H equal to ZH Q. This one is the equations we have already taken. So according to the Faraday's second law, according to if you take the Faraday's second law of electrolysis, then we will get then the mass of substance, we will take the equation 1 and 2, we will get the mass of copper, deposited is divided by the mass of silver is deposited equal to the equivalent mass of copper and equivalent mass of silver. Okay, so we can also explain that WCU by WAG equal to ECU by EAG. Okay, so this one is we have taken the equation 1 and 2. If we take equation 2 and 3, then we will get the mass of copper deposited, the ratio of mass of copper, mass of hydrogen deposited, and the mass of copper deposited equal to the ratio of equivalent mass of hydrogen and equivalent mass of copper. Okay, so we will take, so according to the second law, if we take the equation 2 and 3, from equation 2 and 3, we get that then mass of hydrogen deposited divided by mass of copper deposited equal to equivalent mass of hydrogen and equivalent mass of copper. So we get we will get then WH by WCU equal to EH by ECU. Okay, so this is all about the second law of electrolysis, and here W equal to the mass of substance deposited and Z equal to electrochemical equivalent, and E equal to equivalent mass. Okay, so we know that we found that W directly proportional to E. Okay, so we know that equivalent mass of hydrogen equal to 1.008 and equivalent mass of our copper equal to 31.5 and equivalent mass of our Ag silver equal to 108. When we supply to the electrolytic cell then same quantity of electricity, it means the more amount of silver will be deposited at the electrode. It means the W directly proportional to Q. The mass of substance is directly proportional to the equivalent mass when a same quantity of electricity is supplied to the electrolytic cells which are connected in a series. Okay, this is all about the Faraday's second law of electrolysis. First of all, we have done according to the first law of electrolysis, and after that, basing on the second law of electrolysis, we have calculated then W directly proportional to E. Okay, so now we will do some of the numericals related to second law of electrolysis. The first numerical states that the question will be when an electric current was passed simultaneously through acidulated water. Acidulated water means the sulfuric acid and copper sulfate solution. Weight of hydrogen and copper liberated are 0.0132 and 0.4164 grams respectively. Then calculate the equivalent mass of the copper. So in this question, here some amount of current is supplied to the electrolytic cells. Here the two electrolytic cells are sulfuric acid and copper sulfate solution, and the known values are the hydrogen, the weight of means the mass of the hydrogen is 0.0132 and the mass of the copper here is 0.4164 grams. Okay, so by applying Faraday's second law of electrolysis, we will calculate the equivalent. Here we have to calculate the equivalent mass of the copper. We know that in second law, we know that the W directly proportional to E. It means the ratio of mass of the substances is equal to the equivalent mass of the ratio of equivalent mass of the substances. So easily we can calculate the value of copper, how much amount of copper is deposited, or what is the equivalent mass of the substance, equivalent mass of the copper. So we will write the question. The question number 1 states that when an electric current was passed simultaneously through acidulated water it means H2SO4 sulfuric acid, and copper sulfate solution and CuSO4 solution. Okay, so weight of hydrogen and copper liberated are 0.0132 and 0.4164 grams respectively. So calculate the equivalent mass of copper. So in this question, we know that a certain amount of current is supplied to the electrolytic cells. Here the two electrolytic cells are sulfuric acid and copper sulfate, which are connected in a series. Here some amount of current is supplied to the electrolytic cell, and at the time some hydrogen, the weight of hydrogen means the mass of hydrogen is deposited is 0.0132, which is a known value, and the copper is liberated is 0.4164 grams respectively. Then calculate the equivalent mass of copper. So basing on the second law of electrolysis, we will calculate the equivalent mass of the copper, and we know that equivalent mass of hydrogen is 1, so no need to calculate the equivalent mass. Okay. We know that the mass of hydrogen liberated means WH. Okay, WH, the value of WH is 0.0132 grams. Okay, and the mass of copper liberated means WCU equal to 0.4164 grams. By applying Faraday's second law of electrolysis, applying Faraday's second law of electrolysis, then we know that the mass of hydrogen liberated will divided by the mass of copper liberated is equal to the equivalent mass of hydrogen and the equivalent mass of copper. Okay, from the Faraday's second law we know that the W directly proportional to E. It means the ratio of mass of hydrogen and copper is equal to the equivalent masses, the ratio of equivalent masses of hydrogen and copper. It means that WH by WCU is equal to EH by ECU. We have to calculate the value of ECU. Okay, we will do here. Then WH equal to 0.0132 divided by WCU equal to 0.4164 is equal to then EH equal to 1, then electrochemical equivalent mass of hydrogen equal to 1, and we have to calculate the value of ECU. Okay, so we can calculate the value of ECU equal to, that implies ECU equal to 0.4164 whole divided by 0.0132. The value will be 31.54 grams. 31.54 grams is the equivalent mass of the copper. Okay, so we have calculated the equivalent mass of the copper. We have the known value of the mass of hydrogen and mass of copper is the known value, and we know that equivalent mass of hydrogen is 1, and we have calculated the equivalent mass of the copper by applying the Faraday's second law of electrolysis, which is W directly proportional to E. Means the mass of the ratio of mass of the substances, weight of the substances is equal to the ratio of equivalent mass of the hydrogen, here the hydrogen and copper. Okay, so we have calculated the equivalent mass of the copper. The equivalent mass of copper is 31.54 grams. So let's move on to another numerical that is nearly equal to the first numerical. The question will be, the same current was passed through acidulated water and a solution of copper sulfate. It liberates 203 ml of hydrogen measured at NTP and deposited 0.578 grams of copper. Then calculate the equivalent weight of the copper, that of hydrogen being 1. Okay, so in this question, here the weight of the copper is given 0.578 and the weight of the hydrogen is given in volume, means 203 ml at NTP. So we know that 1 ml of hydrogen at NTP equal to 0.00009 grams. So we can calculate for 203 ml of hydrogen at NTP how much. So we will get in the form of gram. Okay, and the equivalent mass of hydrogen here is given 1. So we have to calculate the equivalent mass of copper also. The question: the same current was passed. The same current was passed through the acidulated water. Acidulated water, it means H2SO4, and the copper sulfate solution. The copper sulfate solution, it liberates 203 ml of hydrogen measured at NTP, and deposited 0.578 grams of copper. Calculate the equivalent mass of copper. Calculate the equivalent mass of copper, that of hydrogen being 1, that of hydrogen being 1. Okay, so our electrolytic solutions are sulfuric acid H2SO4 and copper sulfate solution. It means the same current was passed through the acidulated water and copper sulfate solution. Means the sulfuric acid and copper sulfate solution, acidulated water solution electrolytic cell and copper sulfate electrolytic cell is connected in a series. Here same quantity of electricity is supplied to the electrolytic cells. At that time what happens? It liberates 203 ml of hydrogen, which is measured at NTP. Means the mass of the hydrogen is given here in volume, not in the gram. Means we have to calculate in grams. We have to convert into grams, and deposited 0.578 grams of copper. Means the mass of copper is given here, that 0.578 grams. So calculate the equivalent mass of copper. We have to again calculate the equivalent mass of the copper. That is the hydrogen is being 1. Means the value of hydrogen and the equivalent mass of hydrogen is given here. It is the value is 1. So we have to calculate the equivalent mass of the copper. So the solution here, the mass of copper deposited, means WCU equal to 0.578 grams, and the volume of hydrogen liberated, is 203 ml. Here 203 ml. Okay, so we have to convert the volume of the hydrogen into the gram. So we know that 1 ml of hydrogen at NTP, 1 ml of hydrogen at NTP equal to 0.00009 grams. So for 203 ml of hydrogen at NTP, it means it will be multiplied with 203 into 0.00009 grams. So the value I have calculated that is 0.01827 grams. Okay, so we know the known values. So now we got the value of WH. It means the mass of hydrogen, liberated, means the WH equal to 0.01827 grams. So easily we can calculate the value of electrochemical equivalent of chemical equivalent or equivalent mass of copper. Okay, so we'll apply the Faraday's second law by applying Faraday's second law of electrolysis. We know that the ratio of mass of the substance is equal to the ratio of electrochemical equivalent of the substances. So we will take WCU by WH is equal to ECU by EH. It means the mass of substance, the mass of copper deposited is divided by the mass of hydrogen liberated. It means that is equal to the equivalent mass of the copper is divided by the equivalent mass of hydrogen. So we have to calculate the equivalent mass of the copper. So WCU, the value of copper here is given 0.578 grams, 0.578 by WH equal to 0.01827. Okay, so ECU by, then here in question we have given it is given that the equivalent mass of hydrogen equal to 1. So easily we can calculate. Then ECU equal to 0.578 by 0.01827. Okay, 0.827. The answer will be 31.63 grams. Here the electrochemical equivalent. So the equivalent mass of copper is equal to 31.63 grams. Okay, so we have calculated the equivalent mass of copper by applying the Faraday's second law of electrolysis. So today I just repeat. Today we have discussed about the second law of electrolysis. It means the same quantity of electricity is supplied to the electrolytes which are connected in a series. It means the mass of substance deposited is directly proportional to the equivalent masses of the substance. Okay, so basing on that we have done two more numericals. Okay, hope you understood. आशा करते समस्ते बुझी पार्थिबो. Thank you. In next class we will discuss about some of the conductance resistance. Okay, thank you.